let's talk about a movie that both you and I watched earlier today.
Yes.
And that is Bill and Ted Face the Music. Now, I, for one, really enjoyed it, even a lot more than I thought I was going to.
As did I.
Yeah, the storyline was much different than what I kind of anticipated, what I thought they were going to do. I think they did a really good job with it. What did you think of it?
It was fun. And I guess it was kind of, here's the thing, like Keanu Reeves at this point, he's like a huge A-lister now. He had no reason to like go back to Bill and Ted. The fact that he did and wanted to do this, and you could tell they were having fun on set. Like you could tell that they were having fun with this movie. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good updated version of the old ones, as well as where are Bill and Ted now? I really liked it. It was really good. It was a fun movie. The special effects were solid for what it was for such a small budget, and again, it was fun. All the tropes were there. They're two likable dudes at a different time in their life, and I enjoyed it. And there was a great cameo in there, and then there was a great I just thought it was a solid movie. I mean, I wasn't asking for a Bill and Ted 3, but I'm glad we got it.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel about it. You know, by no means is this a perfect movie. It's not something that like hits it out of the park. It's not necessarily a must see. But as far as like there being like a part 3 to a movie that, you know, we haven't seen the characters in like 25 years, I think that they did a fantastic job. I mean, and, you know, shout out to Alex Winter for, you know, being able to maintain that character, to reprise it so perfectly. I mean, we all kind of expected Keanu to do what he does, but Alex Winter, like, I mean, I really believed, I really believed that he was like really like that. And the two actresses that played their daughters, Samara Weaving and Bridget Lundy Payne, who played Billy and Thea. I think they were awesome.
Yeah, they were.
You know? Yeah, so this was the kind of movie that, you know, if you go into it sort of embracing the silliness, you'll have a really good time with it. And I really liked, you know, without giving any spoilers, I really liked that there was like a twist. There's like this part of the movie towards the end where you're just like, oh, okay. You know, so, you know, for me, it checked all the necessary boxes, and then it had a few surprises that were really enjoyable. You know, I really like Death in this movie too. Like, you know, I wish that there was more of him in it.
I know. I was going to say it was a kind of a small role for him.
Yeah, but I loved that I loved that sort of like recap of their falling out and sort of like what happened afterwards and like why they weren't talking to each other. Like that was a really funny moment, and I just kind of wish that they had done a little bit more with that character. But aside from that, I mean, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, fun fact, so everybody knows here, Bill and Ted has a post-credit scenes. New Mutants does not. Just so everyone knows.
Right. So don't be waiting.
Yeah, exactly. Here's something cool though. Mark and I, we just talked about it off air. Is Tosin Abasi from Animals as Leaders actually did the guitar lick for the the air solo that the characters do, which was a nice little touch there because back in the old movies it was Stevie Vai who did that, and now we got the guy from Animals as Leaders who did that. So I thought that was a really nice touch to it.
Yeah, it's always nice when like the current generation kind of like, gives a nod to years past. And so that is a cool little fun fact. I actually learned a fun fact today too, and that is the actress that plays Thea, Samara Weaving. She is the niece of Hugo Weaving, which everybody knows as Agent from The Matrix. So, it's just like keeping it in the family, I thought that was kind of a fun fact to find out.
Yeah, no, like I said, you pretty much nailed it on the head there. It's not, like I said, it's a movie. It's an enjoyable movie. Nothing to, for the cows to come home. It's a silly movie. Don't take it serious. If you enjoy the first two movies, you'll definitely enjoy this. There's no reason not to. There are some touching moments, though. I mean, I'm not giving any spoilers away, but in the very beginning of the movie where, like, they're kind of being told like, hey, we're too old to be doing this and this and that, which is very relatable to a lot of dudes who like can't, not like I'm saying that they can't grow up, but like they're so into like their passion that and they see that it's not really going anywhere, and there's
Right.
just this moment where Keanu is just like, it's like, yeah, I got an offer for my guitar, and and he goes, wow, you really gonna do that? And like, I mean, that moment, my heart kind of sank a little bit, because it's like they're coming to terms with their reality, they're coming to terms with their age, and it's just like, man, like there are like moments like that where it's just like, ooh, man, it kind of hits home a little bit, like, wow,
Yeah, I mean that part kind of reminded me a lot of like Bad Boys for Life, where these guys have been doing this for so long together, and what happens when one of them is like, well, I don't know if I should keep doing this. You know what I mean? Like, I think it might be time to like stop. That was a very similar, like that moment, that scene was like very reminiscent of that, and also very relatable as someone who has kind of been in that position. I'm a former musician, and there reached a point in my life where I was just like, well, should I really be still trying to do shows? And I mean, so so I completely connected with that too. So I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, so like I said, there's moments like that, and it's just like, okay, and of course, like, it's just amazing, like, these characters haven't skipped a beat. It's been over 25, 30 years since we've last seen them, and it's just like, it's still Bill and Ted. It's still their goofy selves. They're the BX to each other, and dude, and like, it's just the silliness was still there. So it's cool that, like, and what's really nice about the movie that I was thinking to myself too is like that they did have, they got married, they had their families, but what's really cool is that they stayed friends all these years. They stayed together all these years, even when their band fell apart, they still maintained their friendship. So it's just nice, because I still got friends in my life where it's like, yeah, they got their families and stuff, but we still hang out. I got other friends that they had their families, they moved away, I don't see or even talk to them anymore. Like, it was kind of nice to see that these guys who grew up together also got married, had their families, but they still maintained their friendship, and that was really a nice thing to see.
Yeah,
it just shows that you can. It just shows that you can still keep your friendships even if you have your families.
Right. My friends and I have a saying that, like, if you've been friends with somebody for more than 10 years, they become family. And so, if this is actually, if our real time is along the same lines as theirs, and we're talking 25, 26 years, then they're no longer just buddies, they're brothers. And so, I can certainly relate to that, because I have people in my life that I've known since the 80s, and they're still in my life, and it's, it's very special. It's very rare that, you get that, but when you do have those kind of friendships, you don't want to give them up. So that part of it, I agree with, was, I think that was pretty special. And another special moment to me, at least, was, they had George Carlin in there as a short cameo.
Very short cameo. And it was early. It's not a spoiler because it was early on too. It was like one of the very first things they showed. Yeah,
it's not central to the story or anything like that, but they just have him in there briefly, and I thought that was a nice nod, a nice, respectful, honorable nod to him, and it kind of made the movie that much better, even though it was only like 30 seconds.
Yeah. So so my consensus of going back to New Mutants real quick, I'd give that one about 5 out of 10, whereas I give Bill and Ted 8 out of 10 is my humble opinion here. And I think Bill and Ted, I mean, I don't know what the box office numbers are looking like, but right now New Mutants is like projected like 8 to 10 million. I don't know what, but the thing is, I have a feeling that Bill and Ted's going to make more money than New Mutants will.
Yeah, according to IMDb, the weekend's not out yet, but sort of the current box office numbers are showing it at it's showing it at the number 3 position. I think Unhinged is like a little bit ahead of it, and I'm not sure what the number 1 film is right now, but it's actually doing well, even in the select theaters in the box office numbers. Yeah. So, I think this movie is probably going to exceed everybody's expectations in terms of its earnings. Yeah. And it might be that canary in the coal mine that we're actually looking for. Everybody's sort of looking to Mulan for that. But I think it might actually be this movie.